Hey folks, it's raining llamas and ducks out there, and it's day 76, Nofap, day 17, no porn or P-subs. I had to actually go and redetermine that because, yeah, want to keep up on that. Today I want to talk about something a little more like positive, I guess, because um, given that this whole process kind of started like changing in my mind and my mentality, and as of late, I'm kind of like clearing out emotional blockages, as if you see my previous videos, discussing more of my like underlying, problems that got me into PM or got me into that sort of stuff. Today I did get up at about 6:05, and I went to bed last night around 10, and I kind of had a weird dream because, um, I've been talking about the whole, like, I think I was talking about on day 70, I was talking about the concept of lowering your gaze or avoiding that kind of like, I mean, it's like we avoid porn, we avoid P-subs, we avoid fapping, but it's kind of like I feel like I have to go full monk mode. And when you talk about like monk mode versus hard mode, and just trying to like get out of that whole mindset of just being lust driven and objectifying women and that sort of thing, and so like lowering my gaze. In a sense, it's like me purifying my mind, purifying my intentions, and kind of altering my mindset on things. But you know, it's harder said than done. Let's just put it that way. And to a certain extent, it might be going a little bit extreme to um, try and do that because it's like it gets to the point where you might be trying to avoid women, period. And me as a heterosexual male, I mean, me being straight and all, it's like it's not in my biological imperative to try to completely avoid women, So it's been something hard, and I've had sort of a thing like where on the weekends it's a lot easier because I'm at home more and I'm not going out as much. Just I go out just to get food, um, or buy things. But when it's weekdays, I'm going out, far more to go to class and that sort of thing. Um, However, I did have that. I had a weird dream last night. It was after a bout of fantasizing, and it's like it it kind of it brought to mind something off the train. I've been talking about how with the prefrontal cortex and your lower brain, or your, I guess they kind of also refer to as reptilian brain. You can end up programming it because the stuff I've fantasized about is essentially stuff relating to some of the fetishes that either AI developed or B were exacerbated. I started off as kind of what if thought experiments in my mind, and then kind of grew more and more into like um, into a fetish or something of an obsession. But I was fantasizing about that, and I went to bed, and I had this kind of I had this dream that wasn't like a nocturnal mission. It didn't turn into that, but it was just like really weird because it was like part of it was me sitting like in a train car, traveling along these tracks, and there were like it was me, and there were a few women in there, and I was kind of like talking to this one girl. It was kind of represented the younger, attractive girl. I guess the one that I've kind of had this crush on for a long time, um, almost in an archetypal sense. But talking to her and her kind of rejecting me, and then me turning to this other woman who was an older woman, and then kind of leaning against her, and things kind of got a little funky. She'd try and get fresh with me. Nothing happened. Let's just put it that way. Nothing happened in the sense that I didn't go further than that, but it like got weird because it was like it switched from me leaning against her and that stuff going on to her sitting across from me and then telling me that she's gonna have me engaged to some girl from this area of the world or whatever. And that's kind of around the time that I woke up, but it was kind of built off the fantasizing I'd done when I was laying down to go to sleep, which made it kind of weird because it's like I'm at the point where when I go to bed, I actually don't want to have a wet dream or a nocturnal mission because it's like it's not just the whole cleanup. I don't want to get too descriptive, but if you've had one of those nocturnal missions, you know what I'm talking when I say the cleanup. But it's not just that. It's like the whole mindset of going in and going into sleep, the sleep state, and wanting to have that happen. It's like it's been something that, for one thing, has led me to relapsing so many damn times because it's like me wanting to cheat the rules, cheat the system, um, get that pleasure, get that release, but at the same time able to say, oh, I didn't fap, I didn't look at porn, I didn't look at P subs, I don't have to reset my counter, which, it defeats the point of it because it's all about a mindset change ultimately. I think, it's like you're moving out of the state of lust and obsession, which it's not wrong to feel desire, but to be obsessed about that, which is what porn feeds into. When you watch porn, why do we watch it? That's one of the reasons why we watch it, because we want to have that pleasure, that release, and it gives us hyperstimulation. It's like a hyperstimulation experience, and it gets addicting, and it feeds this obsession with sex and sexuality and the sex act, and you want to get out of that state of mind. I'm at the point where like I mean, if they happen, they happen. I mean, it's a natural process. Your body does that, but I'm not like lusting after them or wanting them to happen. It's like if they happen, they happen, and if I can choose it for them to not happen, then I'll choose for them to not happen because of how it can affect my psyche. I don't want to get back into that sort of way of thinking. So that was one thing, but I did get up at 6:05 a.m., which I was really happy with today. I had basically the equivalent of, I don't know if you can see it, but I have four cups mark. There's 2 cups, and then it's like I think it's 1 cup or so, but 1 cup, excuse me, of espresso, and it was kind of a weaker one because you can fill the filter up. I don't think you can see. Let's see. It's like you can fill this thing up with the coffee grounds or so, and this is like the second time I've used that specific. Like I filled it up and then I used it once and then I used it twice, and now I'm gonna have to clean that out and put some new stuff in. But it was a little bit weaker, but it was good because I didn't need to have that much sweetener for it, and it woke me up, and it was a thing that I just kind of went to and did that, and I just sat at the desk for a bit and just kind of woke up, and then I had the coffee, and that woke me even more, and then I went and took a cold shower, and kind of making that whole routine, and um, one of my next steps really is, in terms of making Nofap this big thing that changes my life, that I can go on Reddit or go on the phone and be like, Nofap changed my life. This is me, 2 years after the fact, and I'm da 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 da. All these great things that happened in my life. Part of it is the fact that I'm trying to become a morning person, and that's the big step I took today. Or well, actually, it started last night. In reality, I decided that instead of doing what I've so often done in life, where I get to the point where it's like, I don't know, 10 p.m. at night, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't get all these things done today. Oh wait, no problem. I'll just make a bunch of coffee and get myself, all pumped up on caffeine, and I'll get all this stuff done. By 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I'll be done, and I'll be caught up. Instead of doing that, I've stopped and thought, what got me to the point where it was 10 p.m. and I'm like going, oh crap, it's 10 p.m. and I have this, and this due tomorrow, and I have an exam the day after that, and da 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 da. What got me to that point, And part of it was the fact that I've gotten to this cycle of being a night owl and staying up so late and procrastinating and putting things off and entertaining myself way too much. It's like, to a certain extent, you should have some sort of form of entertainment and a form of release and relaxation and such, but like I've gone way too far in a lot of ways. That's why, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm who I am and how I am and where I am in life. And you know, these last few videos where I've made where I've really cleared out some emotional blockages has kind of created a space for me to go and put something else in there in a positive sense. That'll cause some positive changes. And one of the things I'm doing is, like, when the time like 10 p.m. rolls around today, I'm going straight to bed, and that's that. I'm doing that, and I'm making it such that if I do any prayers or meditation or what have you, I want to do that stuff more in the morning, and I want to spend like an hour or so just studying in the morning, reading in the morning, and just getting going at that point, because I feel like if I start doing that, it's kind of like you get going earlier, and by the time your day is over, you not only have you gotten so much more done, but it's kind of like you got the momentum going. And sleeping in until 10 or 11 or 12, even if it's on the weekends when I don't have anything, or anything scheduled, or even on off days, it's just a waste of a lot of time of my life, and it's time that I'm never gonna get back. So I want to be doing that, and as part of it is also keeping myself busy because to avoid the whole fapping, the PMO, and that kind of thing. Because one of the biggest things about one of the biggest things about the whole PMO relapses for me has been either been a matter of boredom or it's a matter of been stress, anxiety, or depression. Basically, like I've either had nothing to do and I wanted to get out of that bored state, or B, I've had all these negative emotions and I'm not wanting to feel them. And so the last so many videos, I think it's been the last like 3 videos. Yeah, last 3 videos I've really gone after the stress, anxiety, and depression stuff, the anxiety and then the sadness and the emotional stuff, and I will keep on working on that, and I probably will make more videos talking about other things relating to that. But the other thing is the boredom, and that's what I'm going at with this whole getting up in the morning and having a schedule and having things to go after. Aside from the fact that I'm on probation right now and I need to get off of that, and there's all the negative feelings associated with that, being like the kid who got kicked out of the program, and all that I've spoken about with regards to loneliness. And like today I walked past some of my, well, they were my fellow chemical engineering students, but last semester, and seeing them talking, it's kind of like two shits passing in the night. And part of me would want to talk to them, part of me would want to talk to that girl because she was there, but it's like, it's not even that like I'd be trying to necessarily get with her, because like I said, at least right now, it's like when you're not single, you're taken and you're in a relationship, and regardless of how you feel, it's kind of, to a certain extent, it's kind of like for better or for worse. You gotta stay low, you gotta have that principle, that integrity, because if you don't have that, then it's kind of like you're not only hurting others, you're hurting yourself, and you're like, I don't know, for me personally, if I did it, I would feel like if I broke with my integrity, then it'd be kind of like I'd be, quote unquote, asking for disrespect in a sense, because it's like, if I can't be respectable, I'm not going to be respected. So, but it's like walking past them, it was like, I had those feelings of just like, I don't know how to word it, but it's like I don't want to dwell on them. I don't want to dwell on feelings of shame, guilt, feeling like a dumb little kid who's, even though I'm older than them, not being at that level. So yeah, keeping myself busy, moving myself forward. That's what I'm doing. And I suggest that anybody else who's on this journey, that they try doing that sort of thing. Becoming a morning person, getting your schedule together, filling your life with productive things is really going to make a difference. Because you're opening up a whole space with Nofap, and you got to put something in it to fill the space so that you don't go back to the previous thing you were doing to fill that space in your life. Another thing, it's kind of a funny story, but I had a meeting with this PA, peer advisor. Basically, you have to do that when we're in this Science 90 class, this successes transfer students, or how to get out of probation class. And this is the lust side of things, because it's like I got my mind, I got my heart, and then I got my lust. And the lust side of things, looking at her, that she's really attractive, and I was almost like about to laugh at myself, because in my mind I'm like having these fantasies all pop up, and it's just like the stuff that it was so absurd, because it's the kind of stuff that you see in porn videos. There's some like the teacher student stuff, and it's just like, and I was like, at the same time I was like, oh, wanting to fantasize about that and how good it would feel would actually happen, but at the same time I realized how absurd it was, and how like, in a sense, how creepy it was, and just weird, and just, it was always thing that kind of, I had to kind of bite my lip and not laugh, because then it'd be like, oh, what are you laughing at, because yeah, if I had to answer that question, it'd be really, but yeah, I mean, it's not unnatural to do that, but at the same time, it was kind of like distracting me. So I stopped that in my head, and I focused on the conversation we're having about the whole peer advising and how things are supposed to work. And I'm doing pretty well in all my classes. I'm doing well in all my classes except one of which is my aviation class. It's like the prereq class for getting a pilot's license, and I'm partially taking it because I need 3 units, and because I thought it'd be fun. And number three, I do want to get that pilot's license, in part because of the whole NASA astronaut thing in the future, or just astronaut thing in general, because I don't know if I'd go with NASA necessarily, because you got a 0.6% chance of being selected. But if I can get to that point where I could be an astronaut, whether it was a commercial astronaut or what have you, and I'm thinking, having a pilot's license, having that experience, on top of having the engineering degree, and all of that will get me there. But it's kind of like one thing at a time. So I'm just doing this, moving forward. But yeah, that's a bit of my day. I'm back at home right now. It's really raining heavily. I gotta leave in a little bit because 15 minutes my class starts. So many history classes. It's not a big thing. I keep keeping up on that. I haven't ended that right now. So what else? What else? What else? Camera's low on power, so I gotta finish pretty soon. So yeah, just kind of the usual run-of-the-mill stuff. Nothing too big. Becoming a morning person, I think, will help me, and I think it would help other folks, because you know, I think most of us, when we view this stuff, pornography or P-subs, it's like mostly late at night, and if you're asleep during that time, and you make it a habit to be asleep during that time, you can really cut back on that sort of, that exposure. And you get up early in the morning, you get going, whatever you gotta do to have your sort of morning ritual that you start off. For me, it's coffee and cold showers right now. I do want to eventually get back into doing cardio in the morning, fasted cardio specifically. We'll see how much I can do that. I'm going to do some of that. I'm going to do some of the cardio today. It's not going to be fasted cardio, but fed cardio. So, yeah, becoming a morning person and morning rituals, and scheduling your day. I think those can be the three things that I'll put in the topic. I kind of just kind of rolled out of my mouth, so to speak, this video. So, yeah. Anywho, can't think of anything more to add. So, thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. Hope this has helped you in some way, as with my other videos. So, thanks. And if you do like this, wouldn't mind subscribing, commenting, liking the video. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, and have a nice day, evening, night, whatever time it may be for you. Bye.